Carlos Alcaraz, the current world #1 and the brightest face of men's tennis, has taken a step that shocked both fans and analysts alike. He will not participate in the upcoming Shanghai Masters 1000. The announcement came only days after he celebrated one of his most dominant performances of the year, winning the Tokyo Open with an emphatic victory over Taylor Fritz. The contrast could not be more dramatic. Triumph on one hand, withdrawal on the other. Tokyo offered signs that this decision was coming, even if they were easy to overlook in the glow of his victory. During his quarterfinal match against Sebastian Baez, Alcaraz twisted his ankle awkwardly. The crowd in the packed stadium fell silent. For a moment, it seemed as though the tournament, and perhaps his season, could collapse. Yet Alcaraz pushed through the pain, adjusted his movement, and powered his way not only past Baez but to the championship. The scare was a reminder of how thin the line is between glory and disaster in elite sport. For a player carrying the hopes of a new generation, every minor injury feels magnified. Alcaraz is only 22, but he has already inherited the burden of being the successor to the Big Three era. With that comes relentless scrutiny. A twisted ankle becomes a headline. A missed tournament becomes a debate about the future of tennis. In Tokyo, Alcaraz faced those questions directly. He confirmed he would not travel to Shanghai, citing the need to rest and recover properly. His words were simple but clear. Rest is the only logical path. The ankle required time, but the larger truth is that the ATP Tour itself has become an unforgiving machine. Players are asked to jump across continents, adapt to different time zones in a matter of days, and maintain peak performance with almost no breathing room. Alcaraz's style only makes the risk greater. He plays with maximum energy, covering the court like few others. Every rally is a sprint, every shot an explosion. That brilliance delights fans, but it demands more from his body than most athletes can safely give. To ignore the warning signs would not only be reckless, it could shorten his career. By stepping back from Shanghai, Alcaraz is doing more than protecting his body. He is sending a message that sustainability matters as much as ambition. It is a move that may disappoint fans and frustrate organizers, but it demonstrates a maturity beyond his years. Shanghai, without its brightest star, suddenly feels different. The narrative has shifted. The defending finalist, the magnet for global audiences, is gone. Fans who were expecting electrifying duels against Novak Djokovic or Jannik Sinner are left waiting. The field opens, the story changes, and the tennis world begins to wonder. What happens next for Alcaraz? The answer lies not in the courts of Shanghai, but under the lights of Riyadh. Alcaraz's decision to step away from Shanghai was not only about his ankle. It was about strategy, timing, and the long game. On the surface, withdrawing from a Masters 1000 event looks like a setback. He loses 200 ranking points and removes himself from one of the crown jewels of the Asian swing. Yet when you examine the bigger picture, the decision takes on a very different meaning. First, the rankings. Yes, Alcaraz drops points, but his lead at the top is secure. Jannik Sinner, his closest rival, faces the heavier pressure. As the defending champion in Shanghai, Sinner must win again simply to maintain his standing. The absence of Alcaraz flips the spotlight. Instead of watching the world #1 defend his turf, the story becomes whether Sinner can seize the opportunity, or whether the weight of expectation will crush him. Second, the tournament itself. Shanghai has long been a showcase of star power. The presence of Alcaraz would have created blockbuster matchups, perhaps another collision with Djokovic, or a rivalry chapter against Sinner. Without him, the draw feels wide open. Alexander Zverev, quietly working his way back after injury setbacks, suddenly sees a clearer path. Daniil Medvedev, reliable on hard courts, emerges as a stronger contender. Even dark horses like Ben Shelton or Holger Rune could sense this as their breakthrough chance. What Shanghai loses in certainty, it gains in unpredictability. And in sports, unpredictability can be just as compelling. Still, no one can deny that the tournament loses its central axis without the world's #1. Third, the commercial impact. Alcaraz is more than a player. He is a brand. His explosive forehand, his charisma, and his youthful aura attract fans who might otherwise ignore tennis altogether. His presence boosts ticket sales, drives TV ratings, and dominates promotional campaigns. For Shanghai, his absence is a financial and narrative blow. But paradoxically, it also heightens anticipation for his return. Scarcity creates demand. By stepping away, Alcaraz ensures that when he reappears, the spotlight will be even brighter. And that return is not to another routine tour event. It is to Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, for the Six Kings Slam. Scheduled for October 15th to 18th, this exhibition is unlike anything tennis has seen before. 6 players, Alcaraz, Djokovic, Sinner, Zverev, Fritz, and Draper, will compete in a format designed for spectacle. 2 stars are given direct entry to the semifinals. The remaining 4 must battle it out from day 1. Every match is a do-or-die clash. Every rally is staged under desert lights for a global audience. For Alcaraz, the timing is perfect. After a pause to recover and reset, he steps back into the arena in a context that mixes competition with entertainment. Riyadh will not offer ATP points, but it will offer something more intangible. Proof that rest has restored his firepower, and a reminder to the world that he remains the sport's brightest star. But the question lingers. Will this calculated break strengthen his dominance, or expose new vulnerabilities? Carlos Alcaraz's withdrawal from Shanghai is more than a scheduling adjustment. It symbolizes a generational shift in how champions approach their careers. 4 years, the legends of the Big Three, Federer, Nadal, Djokovic, were defined not only by their victories but by their relentlessness. They competed almost everywhere, pushed through injuries, and rarely admitted weakness. That attitude built their aura, but it also carried a cost. Nadal's constant battles with chronic injuries are a lasting reminder of what endless sacrifice can take from even the greatest. Alcaraz is charting a different path. At just 22, he already understands that dominance is not measured by the number of tournaments entered, but by longevity at the top. Rest is not a weakness. It is a weapon. His decision reflects a modern philosophy of sports science. Preserve energy, manage workloads, and ensure that peak performance is available when it matters most. Grand Slams, Masters finals, and historic rivalries. This approach places him in line with the best athletes across other sports. Footballers manage their minutes. NBA stars skip back-to-back games. Boxers and UFC fighters plan their entire years around 1 or 2 peak moments. Alcaraz is doing the same in tennis, rewriting the script of what it means to be a champion in this new era. Yet his absence also highlights the enormous psychological burden he carries. Every decision he makes becomes global news. Every injury scare sparks panic. Every withdrawal fuels debates about the future of tennis. To step away from Shanghai was not just a physical choice, it was a mental stand. Alcaraz showed he has the confidence to prioritize his career over outside expectations. That is a quality shared by only the greatest athletes. The courage to define their own path. Now the focus shifts to Riyadh. The Six Kings Slam is not an ATP-sanctioned event, but in many ways, it may carry equal or greater weight. For Alcaraz, every point, every sprint, every explosive shot will be watched, analyzed, dissected. Fans will want reassurance that the ankle has healed, that his movement remains flawless, that the fire in his game is undimmed. The stakes are not ranking points but symbolism. Sharing the stage with Djokovic and Sinner adds even more meaning. Djokovic represents the enduring shadow of the old guard. Sinner embodies the fiercest challenger of the new wave. And Alcaraz stands at the crossroads, the bridge between what tennis was and what it will become. The title Six Kings speaks volumes. It is not about a single monarch but a constellation of stars, each vying for supremacy in the sport's new landscape. The decision to rest before Riyadh ensures that when Alcaraz steps onto that court, he does so not fatigued or hesitant, but renewed and dangerous. It is a gamble, yes, but one rooted in foresight. If he succeeds, the story of 2025 will not be about his absence in Shanghai, but about his resurgence in the desert and beyond. In the years ahead, fans may remember this as a turning point. The moment when Carlos Alcaraz proved that stepping back is sometimes the only way to move forward with greater force. His legacy is not just being written in trophies, it is being written in choices like this. Choices that will shape not only his career, but the future of tennis itself.